Hello, beautiful Aquarians. This is going to be your reading for November 2017. Happy Halloween for those of you who are listening to this on Halloween. That's when I'm recording this. Let me go through some of the information that I received for you when I was connecting with your energies. One of the things that I was shown very clearly is that many of you will be coming to a point of your life where you will be experiencing or ending heartache and pain that is connected to your relationships. The heartache and pain could have happened long time ago, as far as childhood, or it's something that transpired within the last little while. I saw the number 9 with this, which tells me there is an ending of a struggle for many of you, particularly with respect to how you feel towards another person. I also felt that there is a brand new energy, the energy of a fool was being shown to me, that is entering your life, or you are entering the energy of a brand new beginning. And as you probably heard me talk about this before, the energy of a fool is newness, but the energy is not directed in any particular direction or order. And it is up to us or you to direct it in any direction you choose, so that it then manifests itself in the way you like down the road. I also saw that you are going to, for the most part, November and some December, overcome some obstacles that will be presented to you. And obstacles could be minor or major. I didn't see these obstacles as being huge. I saw them as obstacles that you will be very likely able to overcome and I feel this in a not too distant future. And this could be any kind of obstacles. This could be financial obstacles. This could be relationship obstacles. This could be health obstacles. So for the next 6 weeks or so, whenever you're seeing this, know that whatever transpires in the month of November and some of December, you will have the energy, the resistance, and the persistence and the skill to be able to overcome pretty much anything that comes your way. I also saw that you will be learning your value. You will become much more in tune with who you are and therefore what value you represent. And you will become not only understanding of your value, but your value is going to increase. So this speaks directly to self-worth. Many of you are going through a fundamental shift or change, which is allowing you to let go some of the burdens that you've been carrying for quite some time, and we're talking about emotional and mental burdens. And upon releasing of these burdens, you will free yourself energetically and emotionally, and therefore you will also be able to not only move forward with a better able to cope what's in front of you, but also to substantial increase in the way you feel about yourself. And that is always fantastic. So this is more of an energetic thing that I'm feeling. You will feel this as an onset of energy, almost like a wave flushes over you. But this will also be accompanied by you letting go of certain things, particularly emotions and thoughts that you have been connected to for quite some time, and you will be actively choosing to letting some of those go. Now, as we go through the cards, you have an interesting set of cards. What is in the past, or what is in the recent past that is leaving you? You have the card of High Priestess. So this is a card in this deck. It says intuition. So you are more likely than not leaving a time of contemplation. In the last little while, in the recent past, you have had to use your intuition with regards to what it is that you're going to do moving forward with a particular area in your life. This contemplation was influenced by either somebody's decision about you or your decision about somebody else with regards to longevity of, I want to say, relationship. This could be with work, or this could be in a personal life with another human being. It is also a contemplative card, which tells me that many of you were really looking into your own depth for validation and for affirmation of what it is that you want to do or what it is that you should be doing or deciding. So this is an energy that's leaving you. It is still prevalent in the month of November, so don't be surprised like you want to be by yourself and just not be bothered. What I'm also hearing is that there is a decision that's pending here. For many of you, you will choose to close a certain door and a brand new door will open to you at some point. And he's asking me to show this card. There's a door here that's being presented, and even though she's not looking at it, she's aware of the door because it's in her periphery. You can see there's light coming from behind the door or from the door frame, which signifies that whatever is behind the door is illuminated. It is bright. It's fresh. It's bright. It feels good. So I feel like many of you have a decision to make. You are sitting on it, and the contemplation is, what should I do? Now, this can be applied to pretty much any area of your life. Job situation, partnership situation, relationship with a loved one, relationship with a friend, relationship with a coworker, the way you feel about yourself and the way you choose to move forward with a certain level of understanding about yourself, just the way it's being shown to me. I'm being shown the Hermit in my mind. So for many of you, this is still a time of contemplation. The Hermit is the 9th card, which is also the 9, which is what I was seeing, which signifies ending. So many of you are contemplating leaving something. And whatever is that you're contemplating on leaving, has served its purpose and is no longer. And that's a good thing. But I don't feel that you're going to be deciding this in the month of November. I feel this is going to be a decision is going to be happening more towards December and New Year. This is more of a contemplation time still. Now, what is in front of you? You had one card, and then I wanted to pull a clarifier card. So the 6 of Pentacles came up, and the moment I saw 6 of Pentacles, I thought, what does this really mean in all of this? But then I heard the words status quo. So the traditional meaning of this card, I don't believe it's status quo. It's generosity, it's being happy, fulfilled. But what I get from this card is that in the month of November, you will choose to remain status quo. So there, like I said earlier, there doesn't seem to be any decision-making process. It's just an energy of being and letting things unfold. Now, I asked for a clarifier card just to give me a little bit more information on what are we talking about. And you've got the 5 of Swords in reverse. And what this is telling me is that in the month of November, as things remain status quo on the outside, you will be releasing a lot of pain and resentment within you. This is also a sign that you are ready for change. You are open for change. You are open at looking at the world in a different way, and you're choosing to no longer make the same mistakes, whatever that means for you. He's saying to me that in this case, the 5 of Swords in reverse represents mental stability. Now, I don't think that's the traditional meaning of the card, but that's what I'm being asked to say. So for the month of November, though there may not be a lot of energy regarding action, there's a lot more energy around contemplation and going within, like the Hermit. You are going to be opening up within yourself to a greater understanding of not only you, but the world around you and your circumstances. And the ability to change, or the openness to change, is what's really driving this here. Because he's asking me to look at this door again. And the door here that is illuminating is also indicative of a brand new beginning, a brand new way of doing things, a brand new way of being. It also can represent change. Walking through that door will definitely offer you something different. So there's an energy of illumination. It may feel slightly stagnant because there's not a lot of action happening for many of you, not for all of you. But use this in a way that would allow you to move forward with a greater understanding down the road, but don't rush into any major decisions right now. I hope this is making sense to you. Now, why is all this happening, or what is it that you can expect in the near future? Well, it's actually brilliant, because what you have is Two of Cups. So this is a card of love. This is I want to say communion. This is partnership. This is commitment. This is a union, as you can see, and two people coming together. For me, it also represents being emotionally stable within yourself. But it feels to me like many of you are preparing to enter a brand new relationship in your life. Now, for those of you who are already coupled, this signifies that the relationship that you are in has the opportunity to revive itself. Now, why is that happening? Possibly because things were stagnant, something happened, you started to change within, the other person started to change, and you were not seeing eye to eye. And perhaps you had some resentment towards your partner, which made things difficult in everyday life. But because you are letting go of some of the resentment, and because you are being open to change, that absolutely will change your foundation, and therefore it will change the foundation of your existing relationship. For those of you who are not in a relationship and are looking, you are letting go of past resentments and what I talked about in the beginning, ending of heartache and pain regarding past relationships, in order to be ready for a new, sustainable, emotionally sustainable relationship. So that's fantastic. But I don't think this is necessarily happening in November. I'm pretty sure it's not happening in November. I'm actually hearing the words next year. So many of you are in a preparation for a brand new beginning when it comes to relationships. And this is fantastic. Some of you may choose to leave an existing relationship because you are looking for something much more substantial. Perhaps you're in a relationship that doesn't really qualify for committed, loving relationship, and you just stay there because it just kind of felt, natural, but now you're deciding that you want something more for you, something better, particularly because you are learning about your self-worth, and your self-worth is on an increase. Your ability to attract things or situations that are better than what they have been is certainly on a rise and on an increase. Now, what is driving all of this? You have the what's the word here? Well, in this deck is called Destiny, but it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's the number 10. So this is signifying to me that there is a fundamental completion in your life which is or will cause changes to your physical environment. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm hearing it is a good thing, but it does require you to make some significant changes within you and also outside of you. So all of this is being driven by something that has transpired at some point in your life. And I want to say within the last 6 months. I hear the words move. Maybe some of you have moved, or you are choosing to move from a different place, different relationship, different work environment. Anything that made you feel stuck or unable to commit fully to something. When I connect with that energy, I feel like I'm floating. I feel like I'm always in transition, like I'm not fully grounded. So whatever that is for you, whatever that represents, you are you are coming to a full circle. You're coming to an end of a cycle. That's really what I want to say. Now, I pulled 3 extra cards from a different deck. And I asked, what is it that they have to focus on? One of the things that came up is fork on the road. And that came in reverse position or in a protection position. And what this is speaking to is, don't let someone else decide for you. Not even the cards, not a psychic, not a medium, not a friend. Make sure that you don't give your power away by looking to others for what it is that you should do or for making a decision. This is a really, really important message for you to hear. And particularly, that's because you are learning how to stand on your own 2 feet, but particularly if you have been used to other people making decisions for you, or letting other people make decisions for you, or influencing you to the point that you make decisions based on what their idea was versus yours. This is really important. Why? Because I believe many of you are ending a certain pattern, and the pattern has to do with codependence. So if you have been too codependent on somebody, if you have lost your way in a particular area of your life, whether it's work, relationship, whatever it may be, and you lost your ability to choose and decide for yourself, that's what's being addressed right now. And I feel like you're coming to a point in your life where you are choosing to fundamentally live differently and be different. So be different first and therefore live differently. You're also going to leave some things behind that have kept you stuck. This will be people. This will be, some of those will be family members. You are choosing to part ways because they are dragging you down, or, they're unable to, they're not, for whatever reason, they're dragging you down. That's what I want to say, because I feel like they're trying to drag you down. Or you will be moving away from a situation that enabled you to be status quo. What does that mean? That fundamentally prevented you from growth. So in other words, a situation that made you be or feel stagnant. So that's where you're moving from, but don't let other people decide for you. It's very important to listen to your intuition. That's why the Hermit came up, because Hermit, it's about going within and finding the wisdom within you. The next card you have is go the distance in protection position, or in protection position. And what this is saying here is, this may not be the time to decide. This is a time for rest, to gather your energy. So although there is a decision pending time here, I feel that the decision is going to come as a result of you going within, more so than you acting on it and actioning it out. I feel this is going to happen more past November, December, and I want to say January. So it feels to me like the decision time, the deciding portion, the doing of it will not happen right now, but the internal deciding within yourself is going to transpire, I feel, for the most part, in the month of November. And that's a good thing. The next card you have is flexibility. So this is about not being rigid. This is about looking at things from a different perspective and being flexible in choosing your battles. That's the words that are coming to me. It is, what I want to say here is, don't get into a confrontation with somebody just because you're trying to prove your point. Because I feel, for the most part, it'll be a moot point. The person either is not going to hear you, they're going to shut you down, or you're not going to feel heard. So whatever this is for you, however it comes out in your life in the month of November, this is more so about you feeling a certain way versus you trying to convince somebody that you are somebody else, or this or that. So this is about gaining your perspective about you, gaining more control of your life, gaining more control over your finances, gaining more control over your power, not giving it away, and allowing yourself to feel fundamentally more than what you have been used to. And if you are trying to convince someone of your worth, it basically signifies you're not convinced of yourself. Because if you feel powerful and good within yourself, you don't have to convince somebody else, because it really doesn't matter at that point. So this is what they're asking here for me to say to you. The number 8 is coming over and over. 8 is all about power. It's about internal power. It's about confidence. And I feel like many of you are gathering strength for something that will transpire down the road. It's nothing bad, but it is a change. And for some of you, it's a fundamental change. Now, he's asking me to say this. I wasn't going to. This is the second time I'm doing your sign. I did it a few days ago and I just couldn't feel it. And I've never done that before. I've never sat in front of a reading and I said, oh my God, well, I don't know what to do with it. So I don't even remember what it was, but I just couldn't get it going. So I said, okay, I'm not going to force it. And it came to me that I need to do it again today. But as I'm doing this reading, I feel I feel like there's blocks here, energetic blocks. I feel like there is this stagnating moments. So it's like it's not a natural flow. So if that's how you're feeling in the month of November, know that it is okay. It's just the way it is. And as you move past November and December, as you move towards next year, you're going to feel the road is going to feel so much smoother. And I think that's why they're saying here with this card, this reserve your energy, reserve your battery, because you will need this going forward. This isn't necessarily a time of actioning things, even though there are decisions to be made, but those decisions will happen within you first, and then you will action them accordingly going forward as time moves on. Now, for some of you, these decisions will have to be actioned in November if you have no choice, of course. But for the most part, you're a bit in a status quo. You know, the energy is actually okay. You're in a status quo is what I'm hearing. So use this time wisely, he says. Use this time effectively in order to bring yourself up to speed, to gather your strength, to recharge your batteries, because I feel like many of you are coming out of a rough waters. You've been challenged for quite some time, and now you're getting this energy where there is not a whole bunch of movement, but there's a lot of time here where the energy is more geared towards contemplation and going within. And I feel like many of you, I feel, are not going to want to be bothered being around other people. So if this is how you feel, if you feel like you just want to kind of go into your own shell, do your own thing. Be flexible. If you're invited to a whole bunch of parties and you don't feel like going, don't make other people make decisions for you. If you don't want to go, don't go. That's what I want to say. And I'm asked to say is just be yourself. So for many of you, this is a time for you to realize who you are, what you want, where you're going, what you need in order to where you're going, and just kind of go from there. So there's a lot of healing going on. He's asking me to say this. Many of you will end a heartache and pain regarding past relationships. So many of you are definitely working something out. For some of you, this happened in October, or the decision already happened in October. It just kind of flew in. And then I'm seeing the number 15. So I don't know what that means. Sometimes you guys write to me and say, this means this or that. So if this means something to you, by all means, please comment down below. See, I'm having a hard time with this energy. It's really interesting. And if you're feeling like this, also comment down below, because I always read every single one of you, your comments. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, and for sharing. If this does make sense to you, let me know. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Listen, look to your other signs. Maybe they will offer you some clarity. Take care of yourself in November. I wish you best of luck, and I look forward to seeing you in December. And of course, this is a general reading, which will not apply to all of you, and some parts may apply to you, some may not. But if you would like a private session to see how this fits with you, you can. That information is down below, and I would be honored to have a session with you. Thank you again so much, and I wish you best of luck. Take care.